What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel as well as another video, and today we are going to be doing deck review number 3. And as you know, in my last video I did a review of the first V2s, and I said that I would do the first V3s, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. We are still on the cusp of the V4s dropping sometime soon, I believe. The seal actually went live on One Dot Shop's Instagram page, so I'm pretty sure it's on Chris Ramsey's as well. You can go on there and see what the seal for the new deck is going to look like. There still isn't any other kind of pictures of what we can expect from this new deck. I'm sure it'll all drop probably unexpectedly, but I kind of feel like Chris Ramsey is about to drop V4 and Chris Brown is about to drop the Orbit 8s. And it's like they're kind of playing off of each other, but they have to be talking behind the scenes like, hey, I don't want to drop my deck on the same day you're going to drop yours. So it's like they're kind of like ping-ponging back and forth with like their promotions. Because the Orbit V8 like teaser dropped yesterday, I believe, and it looks like it's taking a Mars route, which is very cool. But we're here to talk about the first V3s. And real quick, I asked a question on Instagram, I think the week before last. It was right after my review of the V2s dropped. I asked if any of you guys would be interested in seeing an unboxing / review of the first Dot Shop merch that they released to sort of promote the V4. And the response was very positive. I think I had one person say, nah, I don't want to see it. But so I'm going to go ahead, when I do eventually get that merch in. It pinged in New York about 5 days ago, and then it's just been radio silent. So hopefully it'll show up sometime soon. But when I do get it, I'll do an unboxing and I'll show you guys an in-depth look of the merch. I picked up a t-shirt and a hat, and we'll go ahead and look at, we'll look in depth into those articles. But right now, let's get right into the first V3s. Alrighty, guys, let's get right into the review of the first V3s. So this is a fresh deck. I'm going to open it up because I have one already opened. However, I use it a lot, so it's very beat up, and it's about time to break into a new one. So I figured, you know what, let's do a brand new review of the first V3s, straight out of the cellophane. So we'll start with the box. I'm going to go ahead and unwrap it right now. So let's hopefully not botch this. And then we'll get into the actual deck. Throw that to the side. So you're in this really nice matte box. I really like the feel as well as the white, but it is it's already from the get-go a very like different route for what you're used to with the first V1s and V2s. I believe Chris actually said that this was the original idea, the original concept for first playing cards, but they ended up taking a different route with the first V1s that we see today. But he says that this was the original concept for the V1s, and we just happened to get them as the V3s. But it is a very neat design. The tuck, besides being on this matte white, have these sort of raised up, like I guess embossed palm leaves all the way around the box. Looks really, really cool. It's a very different deck than when I first laid eyes on it. You have the traditional first gold foil band wrapping around the entire box, with his signature first playing card Company by Chris Ramsey printed right on the bottom. And overall, like, the box is very like ambitious, I guess. It's definitely different, and I really love the idea. So let's go right into the box. So when you open it up, you of course get the Chris Ramsey seal, and pop this open. I'm gonna set these to the side for a second. Inside the box is the traditional first printed pattern all the way through to the bottom. So it allows for a nice inside out case if you're into doing that kind of stuff. but very neat, very cool. So we're gonna go ahead and close that up. Put those to the side for now. So let's get right into the cards. We'll start with the Jokers, which are the traditional first Jokers. You have, they're identical. They have the nice foil printed first logo right in the center. Then we have the Ace of Spades, which I am in love with. Before we continue, this deck is in mnemonic stack. It's not in order, so we're gonna kind of breeze right through the deck pretty quickly. If you utilize mnemonic stack, this will be very familiar to you. I never have. I don't even know where to start to figure out how a mnemonic stack works. Basically, it's a way of being able to tell the location of any card. There is some sort of key to the layout of this stack. It's just, I'm not familiar with it. But if you are, these cards straight out of the box come stacked. So you have the identical Jokers. You have this really cool Ace of Spades. You have the palm leaf in the shape of a spade with the first logo foil stamped right in the center. I love it. And then going through, the rest of the cards for the most part are traditional pips and indexes from USPCC. The red, I think, might be slightly toned down compared to the standard bicycle red. I don't think it's as bright, which is fine with me. Let's go. The court cards are very similar to the V2s and I assume the V1s with the color palette. The only difference is there's a palm leaf incorporated in the courts. It's a standard faces, but I believe every court is holding some sort of a palm leaf. Yeah, as you can see, but they are fairly identical color palette to the previous V1s and V2s. But I like the incorporation of the palm leaf on each of the court cards. This guy's got a big old leaf in his hand. You have the King of Hearts, Seven of Diamonds reveal, which is really cool. Built-in trick. And then we'll keep on going through. More court cards. The King of Spades is the standard King of Spades with the knives. He's, I think, the only one not holding any kind of greenery in his hands. Let's see. Oh no, so the King of Diamonds has his traditional axes. And then we have the Jack of Hearts with the palm leaves. Back to traditional King. Traditional Queen. And then we have the Queen of Hearts with her palm leaves. And then at the very end of the deck, you get a duplicate Four of Spades, which is always a plus to get a duplicate card with luxury decks like this. And then you get this guy. This is very familiar from the V2, as opposed to in the V2, this snake is printed just in a standard gold ink, a dark gold ink, similar. Actually, it's not similar to. Well, actually, it is fairly similar to this gold ink here. This one is the foil gold, which really makes it pop. And it was drawn and designed by the same artist from V2. I can't remember his name. It's Abraham. It's three names. It's like Abraham something Garcia. But he helped do the artwork for the backs, which we'll get into in a second. And he added the signature snake card in again. So nice little collector's piece if you collect all the first playing cards. I don't know if there's one of these in the V1. So if you know, let me know in the comments. But there's definitely one in the V2, and this is what the V3 one looks like. Now let's take a look at the backs. I'm going to go ahead and clear off the cards for a second so we can just spotlight the back a little bit. So the backs have the usual first logo gold foil stamp in both corners. So it allows for these really nice fans. You get this nice band, just like you would with the V2s, which is really cool. You get this nice little gold border. It's like it's a very, very dark gold, thin border going around the whole cards, and then this really nice palm leaf print. And what's really cool about this is this isn't like clip art or anything. These were actually hand drawn by the artist that worked with Chris Ramsey on this deck. And what's really cool is it is a two-way design. You can flip it right over, and it's a two-way design. I think that's great because when looking at it at face value, it really kind of feels like it might not be, but then when you like it, you can't really, I don't know if that makes sense. Like when you just kind of look at it, it looks like it's not a two-way design, but it is. You know, it doesn't stick out as a two-way design, which I really like, but it is a two-way design. So, and each leaf, like I said, was hand drawn by the artist and printed onto the back of the card. I think it's a very, very fun back design. I think it looks great. It was executed brilliantly, in other words. And I love this deck. I use this. This is definitely in my top 10. And I utilize this deck a lot when performing. So very, very cool back design. Love it against this nice white background. And it just is different. I really like decks of cards that is something that I don't really see every day or haven't seen before, for that matter. So let's look at the, I'll show you with the fan that I'm talking about with the band. So you get this nice gold band when you fan these cards out. And I said this in my V2 review, which is as you play with the cards more and more, the gold foil will wear just a tad so that it makes more of a perfect fan. These are actually fanning very good right out of the box. The first box of V3s that I opened and toyed with, I couldn't get a very perfect fan until I played with them for a little bit, and then it started fanning perfect. But yeah, it's just really cool, very, very elegant. So let's, I'll do a little bit of closing notes, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how they handle. So let's take a look at that. So as for the handling, it is printed on a crushed stock, which is starting to feel like it's like the norm nowadays. I think now we're to a point where like if it's printed on like a regular stock or a thicker stock, we kind of backtrack a little bit, like whoa, you know. But which allows for these beautiful card springs. But it spreads great. It handles great. Do a dribble here. See if I can do nice hardness color change. It just feels really good. Just like, I haven't reviewed a deck yet that where I can go, you know what, this deck doesn't feel very good. So it's a usual nice smooth deck of playing cards. It handles great. Let's see if I can. Yeah, look at that. I'm getting better with the riffle fans. Do a warm cut. But yeah, it's definitely handles great. It's a very good deck. Overall, these, as for rarity, these are not available on First.shop anymore. They were on there for $15, but they no longer are. So, which you can now expect the value of them to go up. If you're looking to get these, I would buy them now, because once the V4s drop, I'm sure that the price of these are going to skyrocket a little bit more. So now is the time to get them if you want to get your hands on these. And I do recommend, like this will be a deck that I recommend that you definitely go out and purchase and to perform with. Like this goes beyond like, yeah, get it to add to your collection. Like this is a deck that I recommend that you get and you perform with it. Whether it's cardistry or magic, it's definitely an eye catcher, you know, with the leaves on the back. So yeah, overall, Joker. Definitely pick you up one. There's some folks out there, you might be able to find it for 18, but 15 maybe, but you probably won't for the most part find lower than 20 bucks. But it's definitely a very good deck. I applaud Chris Ramsey for this. I look forward to the V4s. I will definitely get my hands on some V4s to do a more updated review. I do realize that a lot of the reviews I've been doing, which I've only done 3, this is my 3rd one, are decks from the past, but I just have so many to review, and maybe I'll say something or give a little bit more insight into a deck that you'd never thought about before. It's kind of like a new set of eyes. So overall, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, comment, or subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'll leave all that stuff down in the description below. Go on, follow Chris Ramsey, follow First.Shop, and overall, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.